In this video of Silkypix Double Pro Studio Pro 11, we're going to talk about the new option of this new version of the software called Super Resolution. As the name mentioned, Super Resolution means that you are going to upraise your photo. If it's the raw resolution, you can stack the images and you will have enough data to create a high resolution image so that you can print or post in your social media easily with magnificent details. Now, before I get into the detail, I would like to thank you for those who have been supporting me via Patreon and via PayPal. Very nice of you. I really appreciate it. And I do have an Instagram account where you can go ahead and check out my images, digital and analog. Now let's move on to the tutorial. Now, simple is that if you want to upraise your images, you just have to take a bunch of image of the same kind and you just have to stack them together. You could do that in Photoshop, but that was kind of a long process because you need to stack one on top of each other, change the opacity, add some sharpness in each image, change manually the resolution, etc. etc. It's quite a lot of work for little achievement. And now it just became easy. All you have to do is the same thing. Take a bunch of image and select the images. For example, I'm going to do all that, for instance, and then go to the composite modes and select super resolution. And that should give you a preview already. And you have two options, output magnification twice or 1.5. I mean, it depends on your taste, depends on how the image is. You try both and then choose whatever you prefer. I do have example at the bottom already, this one, which I'm going to show you momentarily, but that's the easy part. But there's a few problems with this type of upscaling images. First one, you cannot use that option if you have, let's say, a bird flying. Then you're gonna have ghosting or moving objects, such as like if you're taking an image of architecture where people are walking around, and if you stack them together, you're gonna have kind of like a what's the term called? It's called ghosting, which means you're gonna see humans or moving objects as a blur, almost like a ghost. So those are the problem. It's pretty much a similar problem as you'd have with the HDR, because in HDR you stack three different images in one, but you have to make sure that they're all not moving at all so that you can avoid ghosting. So that's the one of the biggest problem. Now, second one, which is you cannot use that if you already own a camera of high resolution like Sony A7R or a similar version of Canon or Panasonic, because they already super high resolution images cameras already. So super resolution option is not quite useful in this case. And not only that, the Silkypix already don't allow you to use this option if you're already using the images from those camera. So problem number one, doesn't work with the moving objects. It does work, but it's not going to be ideal. Problem number two, if you have a camera, the newest camera, modern camera with a super high resolution, this option won't be available to you. Now, what is the difference? Now, let's go ahead side by side. So that's what I did, my stacked image. I'm just gonna make it smaller. Now, side window. Now, let me pick an old original image. There you go. Now, let's zoom in about 100% and try to see any detail. Look at that. This is the basic example. So one on the right, that's the super resolution image, and one on the left, which is the original image. You can clearly see the huge change in sharpness at the edge and the details right there. Something is written. You cannot see much in this photo, but you can see a lot more better on the stacked image. Now, it's pretty easy to understand how does it work. Now, there is another last issue in super resolution, which is, for instance, I do have about 20 images, I believe, right? It's, first of all, useless because when I try to stack from the first one to the last one and try to do stacking, my computer crashed because it's way too many images to stack. So you better have a good good computer, to be honest. When I say good, quite powerful. The second problem, which is, to be honest, eventually I managed to stack all the images. It's not really a huge upgrade from stacking 5 images. So which means if you stack from first one to the fifth one, it will give you more or less the same quality as if you do all the images together. So what I'm trying to say is that in order to get the benefit of super resolution, don't use more than 5 or 6 images. That should be more than enough. And after that, it just you waste of your time, and it will take really long to finish the process. Even the 5 image in my computer took me about more than 1 minute, which is quite long. Well, not 1 minute, even 2 minutes even. I could go for a walk and come back with a glass of water probably. But that's my point. Point is that it takes quite a long and you might not have the patience to wait. So that's all for today, and until next time, look after yourself. Bye bye.